How can simple living help someone like myself with Hashimoto's or a thyroid condition? Stay tuned and learn how simplifying your life will naturally conquer some symptoms of Hashimoto's as well as other health conditions. Welcome to Minutes with Maria. I'm Maria, and if you're feeling overwhelmed and burdened and would like tips about simple living for a healthy life, then you have come to the right place. So, Hashimoto's disease is an autoimmune disorder that affects the thyroid gland. It can cause a range of symptoms, including fatigue, weight gain, depression, and difficulty regulating body temperature. I was diagnosed with this disease about 4 years ago, but I suspect that I had it longer than that, which would explain some symptoms that I was having. So in a weird way, I was relieved that there was a diagnosis to how I was feeling, so now I could learn about the disease and see how I could manage my symptoms. One person I have been following on social media is Dr. Izabella Wentz, who specializes in Hashimoto's and thyroid conditions. And on one of her lists of helpful adrenal strategies, she listed simplifying. Therefore, having Hashimoto's is one reason why I started practicing simple living, which has definitely been helpful for me. By the way, if you're looking for good resources on Hashimoto's, and I highly recommend her books. I have these two, Hashimoto Protocol and this other one, Hashimoto's Food Pharmacology, which has awesome recipes. I've used this book so much for the recipes that the book is falling apart. Great books on how to manage Hashimoto's symptoms in both her books. And by following her advice, I've been able to keep my symptoms stable and improve my thyroid levels. I linked her books in the description below. So, how can simple living help someone with Hashimoto's disease? Here are 4 ways that it has helped me. First, and most importantly for me, a simple lifestyle reduces stress and improves mental health. Stress increases the symptoms of Hashimoto's disease, so finding ways to manage it is crucial. I find decluttering, organizing, and simplifying my possessions, space, and activities very helpful to reduce anxiety and stress. For example, sometimes my piles of papers drives me nuts, but after spending time sorting and managing them, I feel so much better. And planning my schedule every evening for the next day helps me to manage my time and decide the top priorities and goals for the day, so I know what I will need to focus on, which then helps me de-stress for the evening. For more ways to de-stress and unwind, I will include a link in the description below to a video that I made, which you can watch after this one. Second, in addition to reducing stress, simple living can also improve physical health. By focusing on the essentials and letting go of unnecessary distractions, you can prioritize self-care practices like exercise and a healthy diet. Exercise has many benefits for those with Hashimoto, such as increasing energy levels, improving our moods, and boosting our metabolism. So include exercise into your daily schedule. It doesn't need to take a lot of time. I think of the quote from Benjamin Franklin that says, "An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure," meaning that preventing something bad from happening is better than dealing with it afterwards. So that's how I think of exercise. I'd rather wake up a little earlier to do an exercise routine than having things get worse later on in my life. If I don't have time in the morning, I will do a workout later in the day or break up my routine in a couple sessions during the day, like taking a 15-minute walk after lunch and then another one after dinner. Along with exercise, following a healthy diet is also part of prevention. With Hashimoto's, I have had to learn to change my diet around foods that trigger my symptoms. Food sensitivities can include gluten, soy, dairy, grains, nightshade vegetables, caffeine, and alcohol. Each person who has Hashimoto's or a thyroid condition will have different sensitivities, and you will need to find out yours to know what to do. By eliminating these triggers one at a time, I found that I feel a lot better when I exclude gluten, dairy, caffeine, and alcohol. So, by simplifying my life, I have had more time to try recipes and create meals that include ingredients that will help me feel better. Therefore, with a good diet and exercise routine made possible by uncomplicating my life, a healthy lifestyle does help me manage the symptoms of Hashimoto's disease, and I definitely feel it when I don't manage my food triggers. By eliminating and limiting foods that cause problems, I have been able to avoid the need for medication so far, and this has been a major benefit of simplifying my day to include time to cook healthy recipes. Although I will admit that I really miss ramen and some Asian noodle dishes, so I'm on the lookout for gluten-free recipes for these. If you know of any, please share them in the comments below. I will also be making a video specific to simple diet strategies that I have adopted that have made a big impact on my health, so be on the lookout for that. Before I share the last two benefits, if this video is helping you so far, please hit the like button and subscribe for future content. Okay, how else has simple living helped me with Hashimoto's? Let me continue sharing. The third benefit of simple living is that it can save money and resources. With the cost of living going up, being mindful of what you buy, prioritizing how you spend money, and owning fewer things, you will be able to save money and also have more time and energy to pursue activities that are important to you. Not having enough money is a big cause of stress, which makes symptoms of Hashimoto's worse. So if needless spending and owning too many things is a concern for you, then find ways to simplify your life and spend less. And lastly, unburdening my life has helped me find contentment. The lack of contentment was another source of stress. In a culture where we are taught that more is better and that our possessions define us and the amount of busyness signifies our importance, it's easy to always be wanting more, no matter how much we have. Before I started simplifying my life, I learned that more is not always better. My possessions do not define me, and I hated being so busy that I had no life. Taking a hard look at the activities in my days and uncomplicating things that help me to appreciate all that I have, not worrying about what others think of me, and slowing down to live what matters. Finding the time to cherish my faith, family, friends, and values has definitely helped me with improving my overall health and well-being, which includes managing my Hashimoto's disease. Simplifying our lives can help those of us who are struggling with health issues where stress needs to be reduced. Please share in the comments below, as well as other ideas how simplifying your life can or has helped you. I'd love to hear from you. Overall, simple living can be a helpful strategy for managing Hashimoto's disease and improving overall health and well-being. By decluttering your living space, simplifying your schedule, and prioritizing your time and energy, you can reduce stress, improve physical health, save money and resources, and find contentment. To learn some tips to help you reduce stress, watch this video next, or if finding contentment is a struggle, then watch this one here and see you over there.